Hello, my name is Dylan Hamilton, and this is my project for GAA105. For this project, I have created another game level through Construct 3, but this time I have made a level entirely out of vector art. Similarly to my last project, where I had to create a level of a game through 8-bit pixel art. If we get into this game, or start off the game, we'll see that we have the menu, Comic Stars, which is a stack of comic books on a table, adding kind of mixing in with a story. So you see this little shadow right here, adding a sense of mystery. And I'll get into the story here in a little bit. But as for the start menu, if we hover over these options, they'll blow up to have a sense of your interaction, basically. If I click on these, nothing will happen, but if I click on start menu, we'll get right into the next layout of the game. So we'll move right here. There would be another mechanic to hide it on the tables, but I haven't implemented that yet. But as right now, the process, if we move our character, a little bug right there. Click the 3 comic books and move out to the next level. It's kind of a basic level, nothing much to it. The purpose of this is to basically be a tutorial level, getting the player to showcase the main mechanic of hiding. If we exit out of here, I want to go through the story element of the game. So basically, you're playing as this character who's like an idol star, and it's quite a silly concept as well. He's playing as an idol star. He is known for just not being happy, basically being the bad boy of Hollywood, and he has never been known to smile or anything, be nothing but having this angry face on him. Right? But there's only one thing in this world that makes him happy, and that's through the sense of comic books. And on his free time, he'll just, read comic books, be happy. However, during a convention, someone has stolen these comic books, and he must now get them back, while at the same time trying to hide from the public, so they couldn't see him collecting these books. Otherwise, it could be very detrimental to his image. So throughout the level, the main goal is to collect comics. As you can see, there are 3 scattered through this level. Another aspect would be to have like fans roam around, and that would be the where the hiding would come into play. So throughout the level would have like different places to hide. In this case, it's the tables right here. And the overall aesthetic is supposed to be a convention, almost like an anime con or Comic Con, whatever you think of. So that's the aesthetic going on right here, with the floor having more of a pop to it. So like the coloring and the patterning. And the wall, not entirely dull, but still not too dull, but at the same time being a little visually pleasing. You also have like the city look with the windows in the background, and those being placed to where it's the same 3 windows. Like this is 1, 2, and 3. But at the same time, I can easily use them, and use them out of order as well. As you can see, like these are the same 2 windows, and have it not be too you won't be able to notice the pattern as easily. For our character, as you can see, we have basically he's almost like a dapper young gentleman with a little bit of an attitude. Going around. We have some posters right here. 2 posters on the level, kind of to showcase how on a con you'll have like posters on the walls to like showcase like a game or something that's coming out. What I did with these posters are these are a little throwback to the last project I did, where you're playing as a knight going through a forest. So that's a little Easter egg that I've placed in here. I've also went around and did like a little thing with the floor. So with this floor, let's see if I could. I made it to where these, like this is all the floor tile. This top half does not have collision. So when we see it in the game, going back in, we look like we're dead center in the middle of the floor instead of being on top. So we'll just, walk through the floor. Kind of giving that vibe that we're standing in the middle of it. Which I think is a cool add-on. This bottom half does have collision, so that's acting as the real floor in this 2D style. As for the GI or UI, user interface, we have the life counter, which we can see in the game. This little life counter and having 3. So if you get caught, you can have you have lives, and at the end of those lives, you're done. We have the comic counter, which you need to fill up in order to pass the level and go through to the next portion. We also have this little eye down here, which have it's supposed to be your visibility meter. The whole goal is to not be caught, and it's to let you know when your fans are looking at you, you need to hide. Otherwise, they'll come after you, and be what typical fans are like. As for the layout of this level, as I mentioned before, it's a basic tutorial level. Nothing too fancy. Obviously it's not like a real platformer where your character will just bounce around and all that. It's a convention center. So as for this, it's to get used to the actual main mechanic of hiding. So I placed 2 different or 2 tables so that your character can go through and hide while the actual enemies of the game are patrolling, and the goal is to try to sneak past them while at the same time collecting these comic books. Whoop, didn't want that to happen. And then you go on. With this, since I have the flooring the way it is, this also gives more room for capability through the foreground and the background. So as you can see through here, we have this little trash can that's in the background, and then right here we have it in the foreground, easily allowing us to walk over, and it just plays with perspective a little bit, which I also would find to be an interesting aspect to go with and make a game out of. So, well, yeah. As for the start menu, I wanted it to add to the story element right here, because since the main game is about comic books, so I wanted the start menu to have a stack of comic books, and to intricate one, or have one include the title right here, and having that little, or that interesting ways that if you would look at old vintage comic book, they would have those interesting fonts or artwork for the title alone, and have it be like on this table or like a fancy table, since it's like a backstage kind of area. And since it is unknown who took the comic books, I wanted to add this mysterious element of having this shadow figure right here. It almost looks like the character, but honestly, it could be anyone. You have to play the game to find out, really. So, having that, and then having the little buttons on the menu kind of pop out with the font and the gradients and all that. Just kind of just making it have that flair that you would see in like Hollywood kind of deal or pop star type deal. These are the event sheets that I have. The simple walking, the animations, which actually I will go into here in a minute. We have the idle animations, and we also have the... I almost did something with that. The UI track. Making it to where I am able to at least set up the life counter and the UI counter, and then right here we have where if we interact or touch a comic book, it'll add to the counter. Alright. And here is the animation process that I have right here, including a little animation for a walking animation for our character that includes 8 slides, making it almost a fluent walk animation, as you can see here. Yeah, that is all for my project for game 10, or not game, GAA 105. I would like to thank you for watching.